A very good morning all of you. Today we are going to start our microcontrollers lab 8051. So before that I want to tell you how to download the Keil software from the website, and how to install and how to initiate the basic programs for today's lecture. We'll start with how to install the software first. What you do is just go to Google and type Keil software. I'll go to the Keil's web page and open the Keil's web page. Here you can see at the corner there is a download option. Please press the download option. Then you have four possible options, out of which you are going to choose the C51 product for our lab purpose. You press on the C51. You will go to a new page where you need to enter your details like your name, your country, your phone numbers and all, and then later it generates a download link c51.exe. You just download the link first. Once your download is finished, you go to the downloads and start install your software. Now go to the downloads folder where you can see C51. You double click on it. Press next, agree all, next, and give your all the details. Okay, then press next. It's going to install your software. Once the installation is over, now go to C51 development tools. There you can see product overview. Then you can click on the product manuals. There you can see revision user's guide, C51 user's guide, as well as 8051 instruction set manual. You download these three files. First one is the 8051 instruction set manual. Second one is C51 user guide. Third one is Microvision user guide. So please download and try to read all the content related to the instruction set, user instructions, as well as Microvision user guide. Once installation is over, you end up with a screen. Your installation is successful. You can just finish. Now you can search in the Windows search bar. Okay, you can see the Keil Microvision 5. Just click on this app. You are going to open the Keil software for the microcontroller programming. So this is a software window which will open when you open for the first time. Now we will see the further instructions. Now we open the Keil software once you have installed the software. So this is a software window. You are going to see first when you open the Keil software. You're going to have regular options like unlike in other software like file, edit, view, project, debug, peripherals. Also out of these things you are going to use file option more frequently and project option more frequently and debug option and peripheral option more frequently. Okay, if you consider the file option, file menu, you are going to have, you can create a new file, you can open existing file. Okay, there are not many options in case of file menu. If you go to the project menu, you can see here you can create a new Microvision project, or you can open already existing Microvision project, or you can close the project, or you can target a simulator. You can build the target, or you can rebuild the target files. Okay, and select a device for target. This will be enabled only when you have a external device, external microcontroller which need to be interface with this simulation software. Okay, similarly if you go to debug menu, you are having only start and stop debug is enabled here. Rest will enable only moment you enter into the debug session. When you enter the debug session, then you can run the program, you can stop the program, you can step by step execute. Okay, all those things will come into picture. And similarly coming to the peripherals, you can see there are no peripheral because there is nothing connected to my laptop right now. There is no microcontroller is attached to my laptop, so there is no peripheral devices appearing here. So these all different menus available in the Keil Microvision software. Now we'll try to create a new project. So what you do is go to a project, go to new Microvision project. The moment you go to the project menu, create a new Microvision project. So you're going to end up with a new window here. First create a go to the Keil programming window. You create a new folder. Please remember, whenever you start a new program, whenever you want to execute a new program, please try to create a separate folder, so that your all the files generated by that particular program will be saved in that particular folder. I am giving this name as demo microcontroller, and this I am going to save my demo program first. Click save. Now the moment you set save, it will ask the target device, like which microcontroller you are going to use. You can see here there are many names: ASL Labs, Ultim, Atmel, CAS, CML. There are many. These are all vendors who provide a microcontroller software, microcontroller, or you can say microcontroller developers. They have their own microcontrollers. Okay, you have many options. You can see the Texas Instrument. Initially your microcontroller was fabricated by Intel, but still you have many other vendors who can provide 8051 microcontrollers. So among all these microcontrollers, I'm going to take microchip. And you can see there are many variety of 8051 models. I'm going to take 89C51. If you look at here, related to this particular microcontroller, it is given clearly what is the clock frequency, 24 megahertz, and how many input output lines, how much flash memory, how much on chip memory like RAM, and how many interrupts. Okay, all those things will be given here. I'm taking 89C51 microcontroller for my project. Now the moment you select one target device, it will immediately ask whether to create a startup.a51 folder to your project. So this is very useful when you want to write your program in C programming. Okay, when you want to write your program in assembly language, you don't require, you can simply say no. So I'm going to use assembly program. I'm saying no to this particular option. Suppose you are writing a C program, you are supposed to have this file. Since I'm writing assembly, I'm just making it no. You can see here there is a target file generated here. Now I'm going to create my working file. So for that, you're going to either go to create a new document here. I go to file and create a new, anything is fine. So I'm going to create it from here. Now I got my working space, or the space where I'm going to write my code here. So let me write my code here. For a simple instruction, I'm going to write now. I'm starting my program with all zeros, then I'm just making one instruction here. So this is my program. So I have used only simple instruction. I just ask the microcontroller to move hexadecimal number 20 to the register R1. Okay, now you are written. Now you need to add this file to the target. So for that, what you are going to, you have to save your file first. So the moment you save the file, it will ask for the file name. So if you look at here, you can see we are in the demo MC file. So you can see here it is already created your object files, here some listing, as well as some object related files, as well as some our original program also. Okay, now I'm going to make file name as demo MC. Now you have to choose your file type, whether you are going to save in the assembly language format or C programming format. Suppose you are going to use C program, you have to use .c. If you are going to use assembly language, you have to type .asm. See, the moment I said assembly program, you can see now the codes are highlighted. So your org, move and all highlighted. Okay, now we need to add this code to your target folder. So if you look at, there is nothing here. Now I'm going to add existing file to the source group 1, or else you can also click here. First I'll try to show you how to add the source file to this code to this source file. Now it will ask for the file. We choose the file demo.asm. Sometimes this file will be click to C file. So in that case you don't see any C related file, since we written our program in assembly language. So you just try to see to the ASM file type. So you can see the demo MC ASM file. Now add this. This window will not automatically close. You have to close manually. Now you can see here your file is your code is added to this target device. The same thing can be added. I am reviewing now. Same thing can be added by clicking a button here. You can see here there is a tricolor button. You press here, you can see this is a target and your source group in which you're going to add the file. So you can add multiple files using this option, whereas in the previous case you can add only that particular file which is existing in the particular window. Now it goes to the same folder demo.mc. You can see here now it is selected C. Now we'll try to change to ASM and change to demo.asm and add again. You have to close manually and said OK. Now you can see your program has come here. Now once you have added your program to the source group, now you need to translate this program. When you translate to the machine language, when you translate, you are going to see a window at the bottom side. You can see here there are no errors, there are no warnings. Suppose if I make small error, let me remove comma here. Again you save the file and try to translate. You can see there is one error. Okay, it's showing clearly there is one error. That means, and you can see the error at line number 2. If you look at here asm.2, there is a line number 2, there is error. It is clearly saying there is a syntax error. So if I make this comma here, it becomes normal. If you look at here, now there are no errors, there are no warnings. Now your program is correct. Now you can build the target files. Now you can see your target files are built. Once you are done with the target, the moment your file is ready, now go to project and press on the options for target. This is a very important step. So if you look at here, your target is microchip 8085C51, in which you can see the class frequency is 24, but all the microcontroller which like real microcontroller, they are going to use 11.0592 megahertz as a clock frequency. We should set that particular clock frequency. So for simulation it doesn't matter. For if you want to interface or if you want to connect a external microcontroller, you want to communicate with this one, then you have to set this clock frequency as 11.0592. Then go to the output menu. You can see here you have to tick the create exa file. This exa file will be useful when you want to execute this, when you want to run the same program in the microcontroller by transferring this exa file into the microcontroller. Or else there is software called Protus. This Protus is like a virtual platform where you can have a 8051 microcontroller, all the LCD displays, your stepper motors. With this exa file you can interface, you can run the program by using this exa file. So we should create exa file so that you can use for the interfacing purpose. Now go to the debug menu here. If you look at here, we are using a simulator, but if you are using an external machine, then you have to use this one. Then you have to choose a driver through which you are going to communicate. Usually Keil Monitor 51 driver will be useful when you want to communicate with the external device. Since we are not using an external device, we will use only a simulator mode. And this run to main need not be checked. This can be checked only when you are writing a C program. Same thing here. When you are writing a C program, you should check this run to main. Otherwise, you don't need to do that. Once you are done with all the things, just press OK. File. Now you go to the debug session. Now you want to debug your program. Go to debug and start your debug session. This is the one way of doing debug, or else You can choose this D button here. This is also same thing, debug button. Okay, or you can press F5, anything also fine. So I'll debug my program, and immediately you will see a pop-up window here. In this window you can see you are using evaluation mode, and your code limit is only 2K. Don't worry, we are not going to write a code whose size is. So this is how we can execute a simple program. We'll try to this 2K. So just press OK and accept it. Now we are in the debug session. Now you can execute your program. If you look at here, there is a reset button here. When you press the reset button here, you are going to reset all the register values. You can see there are registers R0 to R7 for this particular microcontroller which we selected, and we have other register A, B, DPTR register, okay, all those registers. So you first press reset so that all will be 0. Now after reset you can see there is a button called run, like F5. So when the moment you press F5, the entire program will be executed one time. There is other button here. This is stop button. If you want to stop your program to be executed, immediately you can press this button to stop the execution. And there is one more button here. This is step by step. When you have a large program and you want to see what change is taking place when you run your program step by step, this step over. Okay, now we'll try to run this program and try to see. Now you can see here your R1 register value has changed to 20. So that means your R1, the instruction move R1 comma 20 is executed. Your 20 has moved to R1 register. Now we'll try to see how to edit this program without disturbing much. If you look at here, I'm going to edit my program here. I'm going to make one more instruction here. I'm going to write one more instruction here. Move R2 comma 30H and move A comma 20H. So now you edited the program in a very simplest fashion. Again save the file, translate, no errors, then build, it's fine. Then go to debug session. Now you can run step by step. Now you have a total 3 codes. So you can see now if I execute at one go, all the register values R1, R2 and A will change to their respective numbers. You can see here your R1 is changed to 20, your R2 is changed to 30 and A is changed to 10. Now I'm going to show you how to check step by step execution of the particular program. Let's debug it once again. Now instead of pressing this button, I'm going to press this button. That means you're going to see step by step. If I press first time, that means this one is executed. Move R1 comma 20H is executed. You can see 20 is moved to R1. If I press one more time, second line will be executed. That means R2 is moved to 30 register R2, 30 is moved to R2 register. If I press one more time, your value at 10 goes to the register A. You can see a register A is loaded with number 10. Okay, so this is how we can execute a step-by-step program. Now we are going to see basic arithmetic operation program by using a Keil's assembly language program. So now let's start with the basic arithmetic operation. Now go create a new Microvision project. I have already created the folder basic arithmetic operation, so I just click this one, then I'm going to keep my file name as add multiplication, because I'm going to do both addition as well as multiplication. I'm just saving my file. Now it is asking for the target device, so I'm going to choose microchip ATC 8089C51 and press OK. This is not required since we are not creating any C file, so say no. then create a new workspace, then start write your code. I'm just writing my code now, and I'm moving to the A register. I'm moving another 2 to the B register, and I'm moving a number 3 into the R3 register. Now I'm going to give my basic arithmetic operation. I'm going to add A comma R1, that means it's going to add R1 to the A, and results will be stored in accumulator register A. I'm going to move my result from accumulator to register R2. Then I'm going to take multiplication of A comma B. So now it is going to multiply content of A with B, and result will be stored in A. I'm going to move the result which is stored in accumulator register to R3 register. I'm going to end my program. So this is the arithmetic operation of addition and multiplication of a given two numbers. Now we'll try to save this file. So you have to save your file with, go to your basic arithmetic folder, save your file with addmult.asm. Please remember you are writing your written code in assembly language. You are supposed to save it ASM. Suppose if you write your code in C, you are supposed to save it .c extension. I'm going to add this file or save this file with .asm extension. Now you can see your code words has changed its color. Now I'm going to add this file to the target group. Now I'm going to select my file. You can see this selected C, what we have written in ASM. So choose the ASM format. You can see your ASM file, add and close. Now your program is added to the target file. Now you can translate your program. You can see there are no errors, no warnings. Then build the target files. Once you are done with it, now go to the project and go to the option for target. This is very important. Please change the crystal frequency to 11.0592. This is useful when you want to communicate with the external microcontroller. Then you go to the next output window where you are supposed to tick mark the create exa file, because this will create an exa file. This can be later executed by microcontroller or maybe a virtual microcontroller if you use a Proteus software. So for every program, please create an exa file so that we can later use this file to run the same code in the other microcontroller. Then go to the debug session. There you untick the run to main. This is not required since we are written our code in the assembly language and you are using a simulator. So just press OK. Now everything is ready. Now you are going to debug your file, debug your code. Press debug, press OK. Now I am going to execute step by step with the explanation. First I am going to execute my first instruction. So that means move A comma 2H. That means the number 2 is moved to the A register. In that second step, 2 is moved to the B register. In the third step, 3 is moved to the R1 register. In the fourth step, I am going to add A comma R1 and results will be stored in A. That means you are going to add 2 plus 3. That means 5 you are going to get in the accumulator register. Now you can see the result is 5 in the accumulator register. If I execute one more instruction, the same 5 value will be transferred to R2 register. Now you can see your R2 register is changed with number 5. I am going to execute one more instruction, that is multiplication of A and B. Now A having 5 and B having 2. That means you are going to get a result 10. That means A. Now you can see your result is A. Now if I execute one more time, the same A value will be stored in R3 register. You can see R3 register is stored with A. So this is how you are going to perform the basic arithmetic operation using Keil software. I am just exiting from this main window of debug session. Now we are going to see how to do the basic binary arithmetic operations like end and OR operation. Now we'll just create a new Microvision project. And I already created a folder called binary arithmetics. Choose this folder and give your name binary arithmetics. and save your file. Then choose your target device, microchip 1819 C51. Press OK, then press no, then create a workspace for you. Then type your instruction org00. Then I'm moving some value to the A register. I'm moving 1 to the register A. I'm moving 1 to the accumulator A. Then I'm moving B with 2. I'm going to do the OR operation of 1 and 2. URL A comma B, and results will be the result of OR operation of 1 and 2 will be stored in accumulator register A. And I'm going to move that accumulator value to the R1 register. Then I'm going to perform the AND operation. That means going to perform the value which is already generated by the OR operation and the value with the B register, that means 2, and the results will be stored in accumulator register. I'm going to move the value of accumulator to the register R2, and I'm going to end my program. This is my program. I'm going to save this program to the binary arithmetic folder with ba.asm. Now your file is saved. Now you're going to add this file to the source group and select the add asm file. Now you can see your code has changed color, but you can see here H is not changed. That means it's supposed to be G. Now we'll try to make it G and try to save once again. Okay, now you can see it's converted to blue color. That means the code words are correct. I'm going to translate the code, no errors, no warnings, and build the target files. No errors, no warnings. Now we go to the project options for target. There you choose clock frequency as 11.0592 and output tick the create exa file and go to debug session and tick the run to main, use simulator, rest all fine. I'm going to once again translate the language, build the target files and go to the debug menu. I'm going to execute step one by one. First step I'm going to execute. So 1 is transferred to accumulator register. In the second step 2 is transferred to the B register. In the third step OR operation of A and B. When you take OR operation of A and B, that means 0010 plus 001 plus 0010. That means you are going to get 0011. That means 3. So you can see accumulator is filled with 3. Now this same 3 will be transferred to the R1 register. In the next step you can see it is transferred to R1 register. Now you are going to execute the AND operation of A and B. That means AND operation of 3 and 2. So when you take 3 and 2, 3 will be 0011 and 2 will be 0010. That means you are going to get 0010. That means 2. Now you can see your AND operation of A and B resulted in 2. The 2 is transferred to stored in A register or accumulator register. The same A value will be stored to the R2 register in the next step. Now your register R2 is set with the or stored with the number 2, which is already stored in the accumulator register. This is how you are going to perform the binary arithmetic operations. I am going to close the debug session. I am going to show you the output generated in the given file which we generated. Go to the Keil programs, go to the binary arithmetics. Now you can see this is a Microvision project and this is a ASM file, and if you go to the object you can see here clearly there is a file called ba.hex, that is the exa file. This will be useful when you want to export this program or to run this program in an external microcontroller or run the same file in a virtual microcontroller using a Proteus software. Okay, so this is how you are going to do basic arithmetic operation, binary arithmetic operations. And whatever I did not do in this lecture, you take it as a practice, you take it as assignment for you and do it on your own and try to check your results step by step.